I live to create leftist tears. I have a mug with that on it.
Don't get to ask those questions.
This is all a war on Western culture to make us all mentally ill.
Nobody knows how to scam better than a Somali.
You refuse to do right with things, then I will go get the groceries.
Divorced.
So can you please take your hat off?
Nope.
Why is that?
No reason.
Huon, this is Fatigue Factor, and today we have the right Wing Grifter Tier List. So when the 2016 election was taking off,
Because you'd be in jail.
we had a lot of new influencers emerge, and these are the right wing grifters. Today we're going to be ranking them in order of who's the biggest right wing grifter of them all. And so how this works is basically based on how much they grift and how much they contribute to society. So obviously the first one brings them higher on the list, the second one brings them down, and we're going to find out today who is the king or queen of the right wing grifters. We're going to be starting off with Alex Jones.
And I am here to energize the human spirit and light that fire that will burn your system into a pile of black slag. They've got an artificially intelligent, the Russians have got one, the West has them, looking at us through our computers, through the hearing. They are a bunch of people on power trips, and they need to be stopped.
Okay, this man's just an OG, so this guy kind of precedes all of that. Hard to really call him a right-wing grifter, but it's kind of like adjacent. So this guy first got popular in the early 2000s with 9/11 conspiracies, and he went to Bohemian Grove. You know, he is right-wing. He is kind of a grifter. Like, he sells gold stocks and all this random stuff on his podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anthroplex is the newest edition in InfoWarsLife.com.
But I don't know. He definitely brings a lot of value and entertainment to the world.
I'm kind of retarded.
In terms of an actual grifter, I'm going to have to put him right at the C. He's not really a grifter. He brings a lot of value, although he does shill a lot of like ridiculous stuff and say a lot of ridiculous stuff, okay? Next up now, this guy, Steven Crowder.
Look, they're confused. They're confused. You know why? Because I'm not your gender studies professor who has to cater to your trigger warning, microaggression, safe space bullshit.
His podcast Louder with Crowder definitely emerged from the whole fracas there. You've probably seen him change my mind. He'll go interview college students and he would be like armed with all these facts and research, and he's a grown man with a whole team, and then some like poor 18-year-old liberal has to try and debate him, and sometimes they'd actually win.
You.
I didn't say that.
I am a woman. I just became a woman. It's just like, are you kidding me? People don't even respect me, period. And I'm already black, so it's just like, yeah, that already goes against me anyways.
I'm
no witchcraft, fool.
I understand.
I'm gonna curse you and your firstborn son. You touch me, bro.
Okay. What do you?
Oh, it's you, Connor! Oh, it's you, Connor!
Would you like to grab a seat?
No, not really.
Now this guy's a massive grifter. He would constantly say that the woke left is destroying his channel, and YouTube is like choking his ad revenue and try and make you sign up for like this Patreon or that thing, which didn't have any content on it. Definitely in the A tier as far as grifting's involved. Constantly using the political space and kind of zeitgeist to attract money and donations and followers, and so that's really what this list is all about. So Steven Crowder is just a classic right-wing grifter. Also, he's probably gay, which I don't have a problem with, but like, he's all about conservative values, and he's like homophobic and racist, but very much a closet case, very camp, and he used to be the voice of Brain from Arthur, so that's a fun fact as well.
Every day when you're walking down the street, you stop and think.
Okay, next up, this one's got a lot of popularity lately, and she's Candace Owens.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom?
Black Americans do not know how to resolve basic conflict.
It feels a little fake and gay. Gotta tell you guys, it feels a little fake and gay.
So Candace Owens, she's kind of like very conservative, coming up with a lot of crazy stuff lately. Like she thinks that the French government assassinated Charlie Kirk and all this kind of stuff. Very popular lately.
Nice.
Her whole thing is she is like African American, and it's pretty like wasn't the status quo or still isn't to be African American and be very right-wing conservative. She does provide some good content, very passionate. Probably a grifter. I haven't really seen her grift all that much. So she's going to fall into the B tier just because I don't know her to be a massive grifter. Good friends with Kanye, which is obviously plus points. Who do we have next? All right, Tim Pool.
Did you think I'd leave you there? Did you know you left me there? Staring at the heartache in my soul.
Okay, this guy is an insane grifter. He kind of came up, doing commentary on the whole 2016, Trump stuff. He's probably one of the biggest people in this space, or he was at some point. He always wears this beanie because he's like balding and embarrassed of it, but he claims he wears the beanie so the left can't identify him.
Okay.
This guy built an entire compound with like skateboard ramps and all this stuff, all based off grifting and donations. And so, yeah, this guy's... it's tempting to put him in the S tier. I'm going to put him in the S tier, okay? Tim Pool has made millions off grifting. I think there was a controversy like a year ago where he was paid out by a Russian political party to push their narrative. So that's about as grifty as it gets. So Tim Pool's got to be up there. All right, Sticks, Hex, and Hammer. This is a really weird guy. One of those 2016 political type of guys. As you can see, he dresses like a pirate now. Very weird guy, very cringe, but I haven't really seen him grift that much. So I'm going to stick him with AJ there on the C tier. Milo Yiannopoulos.
Any point in your life, however old you were, you've never seen a 15-year-old girl you thought was hot.
Yeah. Feminism is cancer. Thank you very much.
What most people don't realise, the gender pay gap is a sort of myth.
I am fucking terrified by mass Muslim immigration.
This guy's whole thing, similar to Candace, how her thing's being like African American, his thing is like he's a gay conservative. Very controversial figure, very much like a inciter, a rage baiter, an inciter of rage, pretty outlandish guy. He was really big around the 2016-17 era, got cancelled for some very controversial comments about pedophilia being accepted in the gay community.
It wasn't molestation.
That's absolutely molestation.
It wasn't molestation. It was perfectly consensual.
It's very sticky stuff. Don't know that he's a huge grifter, to be honest. He's definitely a very controversial figure, but I think he fits right next to Candace there. Okay. All right, two left. And please put in the comments ones that I've forgotten. I'm sure there's people I'm forgetting. Or if I've got these rankings right, please let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, really helps the channel. But yeah, we've got Ben Shapiro.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic. Don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke. Homie, no cap. Look at the graphs. Look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars.
Bruh. So Ben Shapiro burst on the scene around that same time. He's a fast-talking Jewish master debater. And I used to think he was pretty cool. He'd get in debates and talk a million miles a minute and just roll off statistics. And he also does fall into that class of just mainly debating college students that are just uninformed and not ready. But I think at a time he kind of brought some value, but he's been pretty cringe since then with he did a rap song a couple of years ago and pretty embarrassing, but I haven't seen him grift. I'm certain he does grift, but I'm just going to put him right in the C tier. And next up, the quartering. Okay, this is just an S tier, legendary grifter. I can just put him right there. This guy kind of made his name about just calling out woke movies and woke Hollywood and stuff like that. I'm not too familiar with him. I just know about him from watching Kino Casino recently, but the grifts of this guy is insane, okay? The one thing about this guy is he's constantly talking about his Rolex watch collection, his RC race course, his $1 million fish tank, all these extravagant purchases, but then 10 minutes later in the same episode, he'll say guys, we're really poor, the channel can't keep going, please donate, I need help, and all this stuff. He tries to sell his own coffee brand, which is by all reports just fucking shit and incredibly overpriced. And he's just S tier. In fact, he's so S tier that I have to move Tim Pool down. Because this guy, he's the king of grifters. Just mainly for the fact that he'll cry poor, beg for support, and then brag about his wealth in the same breath. So that's just really awesome, guys. All right, guys. Not to worry if you're thinking this is a bit politically biased. I will do the left-wing grifters tier list next. I just need to do a bit of research. Guys, like, comment, subscribe if you liked the video, and make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments. All right. I just had to circle the block because I did forget two absolute classic right-wing grifters. All right, next up we've got Nick Fuentes. Very controversial figure, a big part of the MAGA movement, as you can see the hat there. And January 6th, you've probably seen him. A lot of very like white nationalist opinions, very, very alt-right. What can I say about Nick Fuentes? Pretty funny, pretty funny guy. Haven't seen him grift that much, so he's definitely like the antithesis of an alt-right guy. Very, very controversial, very polarizing. But in terms of a grifter, I think he belongs right here with Milo and Candace, because personally I haven't seen him grift that much. Right, and last but definitely not least, we've got Tucker Carlson. Now Tucker Carlson, he kind of falls into a different category of the rest of these guys because he's like a legitimate journalist. He's very popular for his work on Fox, but at the same time he's a right-wing grifter. Like his career is made off of Trump and conservative politics, so it'd be wrong not to include him here as well. But just because of all the other stuff I said, like unlike the rest of these people, he is like technically a real journalist, and I would say more respected than any of these people. I'm going to have to put him as the first and only category in the D tier.